And it says we're live.
Yeah, it lies.
Yeah, again, still. Since uh, well, we're going to start off talking about books since we're already talking about books in the chat. Dorothy Grant has a new book out called A Perfect Day with Explosions. And this is because she made the mistake of asking for, well, actually, she didn't ask for input. She kind of got input.
She got input.
Yeah.
There wasn't any asking.
Yeah. So she she brought over a sample chapter, which is what we do. We switch chapters back and forth amongst us. So everybody gets a look at stuff and gets comments.
Gets to comment.
Yeah.
Do it more or less so furiously.
Yeah. So we went, hi, this is a great story. However, comma, where are the explosions? And you could just see her go, oh shit. So it became A Perfect Day with Explosions. It's a damn good book, funny as hell. And I'm sorry, Joel. That sucks when you get phone calls.
Ah.
So a few other books that are out. Alma Boykin just dropped her latest White Gold of Empire, which is the 6th book in her Merchant and Empire series.
Always a hell of a writer.
Yes. And she is one hell of a writer, one hell of a productive writer. She's puts the rest of us to shame.
She makes Larry look slow.
Yeah. But it's an excellent book, well researched. In talking with Alma, the delay on this book was getting the research correct. With her background,
she is meticulous.
Yeah. I mean, granted, I try to get stuff right in most cases, but she goes well beyond that. Anyway, it's a great series. Her Familiar series is also funny as hell.
Yes. That girl ain't right.
Yeah.
That girl ain't right.
Yeah, well, none of us are. And last but not least, Laura Montgomery has a new short story up called Transport and Deliver. Laura is a lawyer who works for the FAA, NASA, and a few other organizations. So her books and stories tend to be pretty well researched also. Hey, Don, you're not the only one that's getting things rescheduled all over the place. Trust me. I just love scheduling this time of the year. And last, we have a book dropping tomorrow called It Came from the Trailer Park.
Is that tomorrow?
Yeah. Drops Friday.
Oh, I thought it was Sunday.
Well, it's already out.
Yeah.
So the official drop will be tomorrow.
Okay. I'm gonna warn y'all right now. My story in that is twisted, really twisted.
But it's good.
It's short, but it's good. And if y'all get this book, do me a favor and review and comment on it on Amazon.
Yes, please.
That's what helps. Just review and comment on it.
Yeah, that would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, DW, the library is actually going to do the Haunted Library series.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, it's not a series, it's one book, which will probably turn into 2.
No, it won't. Well, if it does,
Anyway, we're going to do it as a benefit for our little small local library. The other author who is on here is John Van Stryde. John has been going round and round with Amazon.
John's having issues with Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah. DW goes, I'm shocked that Ian would write something twisted.
Oh, no, you don't understand.
This is even more twisted than he normally is, DW.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's funny. Anyway, I have to tell you a funny story surrounding the anthology.
Which anthology was done so young?
Yeah, it came from the Trailer
Park anthology. Okay.
The guy that's putting it out is a friend of ours, And he sent out basically an open call. And he figured he'd get, 10, 12, maybe 13, 14 people that would sign up for it.
And have 10% on dropout.
And 10% dropout, which is about the going rate. Well, he had one dropout. So this anthology has 20 stories in it, which means we're not going to make jack on it, but it was fun.
I got to write a funny little story.
Yeah.
And I'm serious, guys. It's a lot more twisted than it's.
Josh says, with a normal shirt, Ian could really looks like he could be a cousin of my dad and his brother.
I'm not sure if that's good.
Yeah.
But it's the truth behind alien probes.
Yeah.
In a trailer park.
Cedar, that was not your fault, and you don't suck. So stop it.
What?
Cedar is complaining because she's the one who dropped out.
Oh.
Shut up, Cedar. You're better than that.
I've already dropped out. I've dropped out of a high profile one. It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, volumes 2, 3, and 4. There is no telling where that one's liable to go.
Woo!
There are, I will tell you, I have read it. There are some interesting stories, and you think we're twisted?
No, don't kid.
Boy. We can't hold a candle to some of the people that are in that book.
But
the other thing that just torqued my jaws this morning, apparently now some of the school boards and schools are retouching school photos. And apparently they are doing things like, photoshopping out hearing aids, photoshopping out freckles, photoshopping out people. So it's getting kind of interesting. Yes, Dawn, you need to sit down and write a couple of stories.
yes.
Yeah. Sarah, if we haven't seen Twisted from you, that bothers me.
Oh.
Koala, yeah, not married to Josh. You're not completely normal. You're normal for versions of normal, which we will not go into here because that
I got to mix a trailer park with alien anal probes and Japanese hentai porn.
Yeah.
Bad Japanese hentai porn.
Yes, you did. It was funny.
That always blow some minds out there.
Yeah. Mine just had Indians, dead Indians coming back to life. Yeah, school pictures used to be the ones you hid later. And no, they shouldn't be airbrushed. But this is the level of control that some of these schools are trying to take. Ghost animated two-headed cat. Yes, you need to write that for our haunted anthology.
Oh, the library anthology. I was terrified that there was another one that I'd forgotten about.
Tentacle Rapu. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
I had fun.
Yeah.
It was weird. The poor publisher, I'm not sure he knew what to do with it.
Well, I saw his comment back. Yeah, we don't use that kind of language on the air. Well, most of the time.
Most of the time. Seriously effed up.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. I don't know if you follow Peter Grant. I hope you do. It's called Buy In Run a Sense Man. Has been talking a lot about shortages. And this morning I went in to chase down some want a school full of robots, not kids. Yeah, the mask. Yeah, if you can't recognize facial expressions, what are you doing? I am go. No, yeah, pretty much, Josh. He didn't go quite that far off the reservation, but
I don't think Ringo's ever done alien anal probes plus bad Japanese hentai porn plus vampires.
Yeah. Anyway, so I went to the drugstore this morning to pick up some Claritin because it's that time of year. And the first drugstore didn't have any. The second drugstore didn't have any. The third drugstore, I walked in, I'm looking at their shelving, and they've got products 6 inches apart. And there was one box left. It was like, yeah. So it's not just bacon that they're running out of and other things. It's medical. DW says, somewhere John Ringo is saying, challenge accepted.
Oh,
Yo,
oh God.
that could go bad in so many
I'm
ways.
here to tell you, if John Ringo reads that and his muse takes off, I'm screwed.
The other thing I do need to make one clarification on, and that is the whole finding shippers for not,
Oh, California.
getting their stuff off the piers.
From what I understand, and if I'm wrong, somebody please correct me, but if from what I understand, if the ship shows up, offloads its cargo, and nobody comes get the cargo, California is going to find the ship.
No,
No.
not finding the ship. They're finding the shipper of the cargo.
My bad. If the person that sent the cargo over, if the other person doesn't pick up the cargo, the guy that sent the cargo over is going to get fined.
Yeah. Or the company that receives it
Wow.
is going to get fined for not getting it off the dock.
I can see the company is supposed to pick it up getting fined. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But the guy that dropped it off with no control over the other guy,
No, they're not
Getting-
going to get fined.
well, you might want to talk to California because apparently that's
I read the Port of California notification.
okay.
There is actually a notification from the Port of California on the fines. And it's the person receiving the shipment.
Okay. Well, that's
So in other words, they're going to be fined because the union won't let trucks on. The union won't work 24 hours a day. And if you're not a union trucker, you can't come on the port. So yeah. Yeah, RK, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. No, Sarah, they're not going to find the ocean carrier. That's incorrect. They're finding the receiving carrier
I'm not.
or the receiving shipper. Yes. It's the Port of Los Angeles memo.
Well, this was a state.
Yeah, but it's Port of Los Angeles. That's who's doing it. Los Angeles, San Pedro. Yeah, Richard, the FTC and the ITC may have something to say on that. Yeah, Jason, Texas, Florida, and a few other states are dancing in glee is right. Houston can't expand anymore right now.
Ocean carriers will be charged for every container scheduled to move by truck that has been dwelling in port longer than 9 days.
Yeah, that's the receiving carrier.
Is it an ocean carrier?
Well, all right, here's where we get into technical terms.
Okay.
You have the carrier, which is the ship. You have the ocean carrier, which is the contractor that says, I'm from this point to this point. For example, when I was shipping stuff overseas for testing, I was shipping through MSC.
Okay.
So MSC technically was the ocean carrier, regardless of who was actually hauling the goods.
Ah,
Like there were times that we contracted with Evergreen. There were times that we contracted with other shipping companies like Maersk. But the ocean carrier was MSC because they were doing the port to port.
okay.
So that's a little different. RK does have a controlling interest in the Panama Canal Zone. Right now, RK, they can get a carrier through the canal. They can get a mega carrier, military carrier, U.S. carrier through the canal. They can get a mega cargo carrier through the canal. Right now that I'm aware of, either 2 or 3 ships that are too big to go through the canal. Oh, Sarah, I wasn't aware of that. Thanks. She says Seattle and Houston have both been overwhelmed.
Houston's getting slammed.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a lot smaller than Long Beach. Because it's not just Long Beach, it's Long Beach, San Pedro, and LA. So there's three actual ports that make up LA.
Port of Houston and Port of Galveston are both run in 24 hours.
Yeah. And they have truck drivers.
Yeah.
So it's getting rather interesting. Florida's picking up. People are making the run through the canal because it is now cheaper to do that than it is to pay $32,000 a day or up to sit and run circles off LA for a month.
Mm-hmm. And California starts screaming because nobody, why aren't they coming to California?
Yeah.
Because that's fees they're going to start losing.
Yeah. Yeah. DW brings up a good point there. You can't widen the canal anymore. They have talked about a second canal in Nicaragua. However, there is an issue there of who would pay for it, who would actually do the construction, and then who would own it once it got constructed.
There's the big ones. Who's going to own it? That's always the real sticky bit.
Yeah, the Port of Oakland isn't overwhelmed because they have a serious theft problem up there. I know a couple of years ago there were issues where they were stealing 1 to 2 out of 10 containers coming into the Port of Oakland.
Wow.
They were just disappearing in the dark of night.
Entire shipping container.
Yeah.
Wow.
And ironically, those were the ones with high value stuff in them.
No.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise. Yeah. Yeah, John's right. They've widened the locks, but you can only widen them so much. That's a whole 2 or 3 days worth of discussion on that. I saw some of that inside the Navy and just went, oh no, not my job, not my program. I ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole. Yeah. Yeah, wait for Cali to attempt to impose fines on companies for not using their ports.
Oh, they'll try that.
Sure.
Good
luck with that.
They'll try. California's lost its mind.
Well, that's a given. They lost their mind a long time ago. They've been smoking too much of the good stuff.
No, they've been drinking the bong water again.
Yeah. Well, that too. Yeah. Grinder makes good sausage. Yeah. Hopefully, RK, that's not a hand crank grinder. I ground those things as a kid when we made sausage in the fall out of pigs and wore my arm out. My cousins wore their arms out. No, Koala, you don't have a port of New Mexico yet because California has not fallen off the
Still be Arizona in the way.
Yeah. Yeah, California's had it too easy for too long. So has honestly Seattle. Although they're now starting to hurt for law enforcement and fire rescue.
Oh. Y'all voted for that shit. Enjoy it.
Yeah. That's good. It's not a hand crank. Yeah. Yeah, they're talking about fining people for not working in California. That brings up, well, that's another whole issue that's a couple of days worth of discussions. It's like you should a nuclear weapon if you get bored in Nevada.
Should not be paying them not to work.
Yeah.
If you pay them not to work,
they're not going to work.
I hate to break the news to you, they ain't going to work. You can't get all your panties all up in a knot because people aren't working when you're paying them not to work.
Yeah. Yeah, Don, you're in a tough boat with your 2 pups. And your location does not help matters any. So you're going to have to make a trip somewhere to get anything that'll work. The other thing that's kind of interesting to watch is New York firefighters apparently held a rally this morning.
Did they?
Yes. And they're talking a third of New York firefighters and up to a third of New York PD walking off because of the vaccine crap.
Woo! Make it happen.
Yep, because apparently New York has said, we don't care if you have COVID. That's not a valid immunity.
There's 100 years of immunological studies right down the toilet.
Yeah, Jesse, they, oh, good grief. DW says that this week have to provide proof of vaccination of the dying on premises in Martin Luther King County. Wow. They want to charge, Jesse says they want to charge California tax people for something like 10 years after they move
Yep.
out of the state. Yeah.
Every year stepping down. It's like 90% the first year, 80% the second year, 70% the third year.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people are bailing. When I left California, when I retired in 92, they tried to come after me for taxes for 12 months. And I left California appropriately enough April of 1st, 1992. Oh, Chewy is still cheaper and it'll ship. Well, that's good. Bernese Mountain Dog. Oh, joy.
That's a lot of chow.
Yeah, that's a lot of cleanup after the chow.
Gonna need a backhoe for a pooper scooper.
Yeah, full size shovel.
Backhoe.
A friend of mine had 2 bull mastiffs.
Oh yeah.
That he would occasionally bring to work. And one of them liked me for some reason. And that damn dog would come in my office, nuzzle up to my chair, and push me all the way to the wall.
Oh yeah.
And I was captured. And then lay its damn head in the lap.
And drool.
And drool everywhere. But he literally had a snow shovel to go out and clean up after the dogs.
We had a bull mastiff named Khan. Khan Khan. And Khan was an adorable soul, but he was not too bright. And he discovered that he could drag the black and white striped stinky kitties through the chain link fence and pre-tenderize them.
Oh boy.
And then he would eat everything, including the stink of the black and white stink kitties. And then the crap he would leave behind about 24 hours later was epic.
Oh, yeah, Swiss Mountain Dogs are not exactly small either. Yeah, you get dogs that various sizes do various things. Matter of fact, we had friends passing through town who stopped by last night, and we took them out to eat. And because the dogs got into a dominance battle, one of them a husky, one of them Obi, we had to separate them, physically separate them, while we were at supper. So the guest dog got put in the garage. Came home, and the guest dog had left a deposit with its attitude about being left in the garage.
As one would expect.
Yeah. So I'm out there shoveling and washing the garage out with a hose, which I needed to do anyway to get the leaves out. Yeah, you can get some large dogs. Oh, that's interesting. Hunter's paintings are now costing more than Picasso's, live Picasso's.
Whatever.
Yeah.
They're not paying for a painting, they're paying for a bribe.
Yeah, well, this is Clinton Foundation, writ small. Yeah. RK. Too much to clean up. Dogs.
Backhoe.
Yeah.
The hell is that?
Beats the hell out of me. Something went click, 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 and we don't know what it was. Yeah, mastiffs are good for livestock protection.
Or snuggles,
Yeah.
or riding like a horse if you're a 2-year-old,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, you could ride them up to age 5 because I did it. Cross between a bull mastiff and a Russian wolfhound.
Just
How the hell that thing got to Louisiana, I still don't know.
just all around love hounds.
Yeah.
Have you seen the bull mastiffs or the English mastiffs doing the agility trials?
Yeah.
Yep. Not a whole bunch of speed and quickness there.
No.
Lomp, 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 lomp.
But they don't stop.
They don't stop, and they get cheered on louder than anybody else does.
Yeah, and nothing is going to stop them.
It's like cheering on the dachshunds that are running under the jumps.
Yeah. Those things just go through the wall, keep on trucking. Large branch blowing across. Yeah, the wind has been up all morning.
No kidding.
Irish Wolfhounds are interesting dogs. They're dumb like a fox.
Hey.
They will get into anything and everything, especially if it's food related.
Good dog.
Friend had one that learned how to open the refrigerator. Didn't learn how to close it.
No.
Learned how to open the food bins on the bottom. And that was a mess after they ate the hamburger and the packaging. Josh, hush.
Knew a guy.
Josh is going, Cedar, so what you do is draw some stuff that Jim and Evelyn will pay you not to publish. And Cedar comes back and goes, I don't do that kind of art.
Oh, coming back from an appointment today. And Rita has found the chicken overlord. And there is the chicken overlord. There's out in the county, there's a small homestead, and they've got chickens. And for reasons known only to them, and I would ask, but I'm afraid that the answer would destroy all the romance.
Yeah.
But for reasons only known to homesteaders, in their chicken pen, they've got a mannequin, a department store mannequin wearing flannel. And Rita goes by and calls it the chicken overlord because you'll see him out there, this mannequin up against the fence, standing upright in flannel with these chickens all around his feet. I had to send that to Cedar.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very creepy. Woo, it's creepy.
Josh, no, we're just not going there.
What? Not many places we don't go. Where are we not going?
Ian does not need illustrations for a trailer park story. I'm sure he'll pay not to have them published.
Oh, no. I'm pretty sure Three Ravens Publishing would pay to have them published. It's a really twisted story, guys.
Yeah, this chicken overlord is creepy. Yes, does help keep predators away, unless they're certain size dachshunds, and then all bets are off.
All bets are off.
Yeah. You know, speaking of which, I haven't seen our guy picking up geese lately.
No.
I don't know if he got caught, got run out of town, or what, or got a different vehicle.
I don't know about getting caught because apparently the PD didn't care.
Yeah.
Wait, have we told him about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thwack, honk.
Cedar, stop it. So I can only imagine the publisher's reaction now. I'm tempted to see the look on his face. Cedar, you've met Scott. You know who Hillbilly is. That's who the publisher is. So yes, he'd probably just sit there and cackle.
Well, they really liked my story.
Yeah, that boy ain't right anyway.
I did have a lot of fun writing it.
Yeah.
Although when I get my rights back, I'm gonna have to expand it, bring it up to 5,000 to 8,000 words.
Yeah.
I can add some more stuff in there and make it worse.
Make it worse?
Oh yeah, I can make it worse.
Oh Jesus. Well, you still owe a couple more short stories.
Working on it.
I went over 61,000 words on Rimworld, Sarah. So I'm getting there.
I got cussed the other day because
And
Jim introduced a character in his Rimworld. And he had this throwaway this just throwaway offhand backstory. And we all told him it's way too good for that character not to. You've got to flesh out that backstory. He said, nope, nope, nope. Well, next time I saw him, I cussed out. I'm fleshing out that goddamn backstory.
It's over 2,000 words for a book. It's not going to be written for 18 friggin' months. Yeah. And I put a space battle in, Sarah, because you didn't specifically request it, but a couple other people did.
But I like exploding spaceships.
Except he's a grunt. He doesn't know jack from shit about space battles.
Oh, tentatively, our tentative con schedule this upcoming year, assuming God willing the creeks don't rise, is going to be LTUE, Fantasy, which is still up in the air, Fools Con, TollCon, Liberty Con, and FinCon.
Yeah.
If anybody's interested in actually showing up and going, oh my God, it's them. They in a disgusted tone.
Yeah. Sarah, y'all really need to look at coming down and dragging Tully down to the TollCon. This is their first year.
We are going to set the standard.
Yeah. So we have an option to
there's plotting afoot.
yeah.
And for the amount of giggling in the plotting, I'm a little worried about it, but what the hell?
DW, you're exactly correct. Russian paratroopers' reaction to seeing a sea battle of Red Storm Rising. Mm-hmm. The hell is going on?
I'm pretty sure something important just happened, but I don't know.
John, why not? Well, we're throwing our name in the hat. Not that any of us have heard anything back.
For which one?
TollCon panels.
And TollCon still, this is their very first year ever, so they're still trying to get
Put it together.
They're still trying to get all their cats headed in the same direction right now.
Sarah, just look up TULKON.com. TULKON.com. Yeah.
TollCon, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Their first. This will be their first ever, and we're going to.
Yeah. Yes, Wayne, we'll set the standard low enough that it has to go up from there.
I'm not sure if they won't take, the Monday after, they'll start drinking heavily and swear never, ever to do it again.
Yeah. Especially if those assholes show up.
We will have the rotating everlasting dinner table.
No, John, we have no idea who's running it.
Nope. We know that David Weber is a guest of honor. That's all we know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somehow for the first ever con, they got David Weber as a guest of honor.
Yeah. Yeah, DW, you need to hurry up and retire and get the hell out of there before that whole thing melts down around you.
California?
No, he's in Washington State.
Ew.
The heavy drinking starts Thursday night, according to Jesse. Oh, this might be interesting.
Well, this is their first one. They may not know enough to be medicated before it starts.
Yeah, John's going, I've been con staff on several cons, never do that again, though. Yeah. Kind of like me with publishing anthologies. No, I'm not doing that again. And I do appreciate the work that you've done on the anthology.
And I swear to God, there's a story en route.
Huh?
I tell John, I swear to God, there's a story en route.
Southern Frontier, Martin Luther King County. Yeah. Yeah, you need to get the hell out of there, DW. The other thing that's interesting, I guess, well, yeah, no, Richard, we don't do cosplay. Trust me.
I cosplay as me.
Yeah.
I cosplay as a mildly confused writer.
Yeah. DW5, yeah, says most I ever did was assist the department chair. Mm-hmm. I know you well enough to know that your assistance was more like probably direction of you will, and this is your idea. Yeah, RK, the cosplay is and the creativity is interesting. Just don't get downwind of them. Oh my God, they
Some of them,
stink.
some of them, a lot of them. When you're wearing 4 inches of foam,
Yeah,
um, you tend to sweat, and the sweat tends to build up in the foam, and
Yeah.
that's just not. That ain't right.
Jason says, no pink girl action hero.
Nope. No. That'll never happen
Yes,
ever again.
DWU.
Pink girl never ever happen ever again.
So what do y'all have questions about? We've blathered on for 35 minutes, so we're open to questions. Open to questions? Yeah. Cedar says the girls did cosplay, and it was fun to help that happen. Yeah.
I actually got a question on Facebook Instant Messenger the other day.
Josh says Amazon does have gorilla suits for cosplay.
I don't care. Do not care. Joan asked me a question on Instant Messenger the other day about writing. Folks, writing is a very individual thing. Yeah, there are some rules, especially around apostrophes, stuff like that. But as far as how you put your manuscript together, what works for me may not work for you. This gentleman apparently writes in with a different document or a different different document for every chapter.
Yeah.
So that each chapter is a standalone document. And he was asking if that was okay. If it works for him, of course it's okay.
Yeah.
Of course it's okay. It doesn't work for me, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work for somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. If anybody's trying to sell you a book about how to write, look and see what else they published.
Oh yeah.
If
Can we do vanity publishers?
Sure.
I have. Okay.
And here we go.
There is a screaming difference between small publishers and vanity publishers. This distinction may only be me, but the distinction is a small publisher is smaller than one of the traditional ones that publishes stuff.
Yeah.
Three Ravens. A vanity publisher is a scum-sucking, bottom-feeding parasite who exists to drain money out of the author for the enrichment of the publisher. A vanity publisher, a good way to spot a vanity publisher is if you have sent in any money with your manuscript, it's a vanity publisher and you're getting scammed.
Yeah.
I realize there's vanity publishers out there that are about to hate my guts, but if you have to pay somebody to publish, now I'm not talking about, yes, you have to pay, you usually have to pay people to edit, that's fine. Yes, you have to pay for a
covers.
That's fine. To pay somebody to publish, you're getting scammed. Don't do it.
Yep.
If somebody's publishing, they should take their payments out of the books they're selling for you. They are publishing for you.
Yep.
There's an author we know that has paid. This author has how many books out?
7 or 8.
And has paid somebody every time.
Bless her heart.
So we ask, what are you paying for? Well, she's paying for this and that and marketing.
Yeah.
And then this author showed up at the library with a whole bunch of marketing stuff that the publisher had sent to this author so that this author could market the book. Again, why is this author cutting checks to this publisher?
Because she doesn't know any better. She's older. And she's set in her ways. It's the only thing I can come up with.
Now, if you want to pay somebody else if you want to double pay somebody, because I'll guarantee you they're taking a cut of every book sold.
Yeah.
If you want to give them between $5,000 and $5,000 up front, plus a percentage of every, probably a major percentage of every book sold, as long as you realize you're getting screwed, that's That does it for some people. Vegas, go baby. But just understand that if you are writing a check to somebody to publish your book, you're getting screwed.
Yeah.
Now, if that's your thing, go forth and sin no more. No judge here.
Yeah, John, I remember that because John did a panel at LTUE about self-publishing, and one of the people was getting scammed. Came up to him afterwards. So yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, Cedar, she is vulnerable. She's an elderly lady.
And she's always wanted to be a published author.
Yeah.
Now, I want y'all to understand, especially if you are and I hope most of you are, if you are a writer, understand that near as I can tell, and this is coming from somebody with 26 years in law enforcement, is that writers are the most scammed and parasitized group of people I've ever run across.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to want to milk authors for either intellectual property rights or money.
Yeah.
It's like
both.
It's like there's this cadre of jackasses out there think that authors are their personal money trees.
Well, in a lot of cases, they are. I mean, you remember the one that came in and talked to the writers group.
Oh, that bitch?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, she came in and, oh, well, I'll pay $200 to $250.
$100 to $250.
$100 to $250 for a story.
For your manuscript.
Yeah. And what she would do.
The fine print was really interesting.
Yeah. And what she would do was turn around and polish your story, take all your IP
permanently, put her name on it.
Yep, put her name on it and publish it.
Yep, list herself as the author.
Yep.
So you would write this. She would give you between $100 and $250. I'm willing to bet the $250 check didn't go out very often.
No.
So she's paying you $100
for 90 to 100,000 word novel.
For a 900,000 word novel, she's paying $100 for your intellectual property in perpetuity. In other words, she has it from now on, so she can polish it and publish it under her own name.
Mm-hmm. And if you look at it, some of these writers' mills, and I'm not going to say 20 to 50,000 is a writer's mill, but it sure as hell looks like one from the outside.
And understand, there is, if I could catch that guy, I'm going to give him a piece of my mind.
Yeah.
There's a guy in Ichiba Falls. I found him on Google Maps. I haven't been able to catch him at home. And he is a vanity publisher. He is a small, what do you call it when you, the craft beers, he's a small craft publisher or something. Yeah. And he has these packages, and he's got the copper package and silver package and the gold package and platinum package. Each package costs about X or zero from the package below it. And he's got all this stuff he'll do for you. And the big one is marketing. And near as I can tell, his marketing is to charge you $500 to market your book, spend $14 on a Facebook page for your book, and pocket the rest.
Yeah.
That's a scam.
Yep. Artesian publisher. That's what it is.
Artisanal.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, one of them.
He's a damn skinny pants wearing neck beard with nasty, funky
Cedar,
patchouli.
you did the right thing at LibertyCon. So don't worry about it.
What?
There was a small publisher was trying to get Sarah Hoyt kicked out.
For what? Why the hell would you get Sarah Hoyt kicked out?
Because Sarah started publishing on her own, self-publishing,
okay,
and talking about it.
Okay.
And this small publisher said, "You're taking money out of my pocket."
Sucks to be you.
Yeah.
Wow. Seriously? I didn't know about that.
John, I actually have gotten that phone call. Yeah, there is. It's long ago blocked, but there's a company in New York that'll offer to represent your books, and They give you the whole song and dance about how impressed, yada, yada,
Oh, yeah.
yada, for a small fee.
If you have to give them money
Yeah,
up front, you're
and
getting
it's like-
screwed.
No.
If you don't take anything else in this rant, take this. If you have to give them money,
Yeah.
you're getting screwed.
Oh, the Morris incident. Okay, that's one I'm not familiar with, Cedar.
The what?
Morris incident.
Morris incident.
Yeah, DW Bear did get screwed badly. Oh. John, you were smarter than I did. He says when they called him, he asked him how much they were going to pay him for the rights. Apparently that made him stop and stutter.
Oh. Again, I don't have any issue if you want to pay somebody at your work. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
If you want to pay for covers, that's a good idea. If your publisher says, well, you need to pay me to edit this, bullshit.
Yeah.
They're taking a gamble.
Yeah.
It's not fair for you to take all of the gamble. If they want to take a gamble on your work, they get to gamble all the way.
Yeah.
They're taking a certain percentage of every book sold anyway. They need to earn that. You don't pay them, and then you don't pay them a check up front and then pay them a percentage of every book. That's horseshit.
And that's something else. And it's about time management. There are people that can do their own covers, Cedar being one of them, Sarah Hoyt being another, and they do beautiful covers. Peter does his own editing. I can't do either one of those things.
Nope.
I suck at editing my own stuff, and yeah, no artistic skill. I mean, I can cartoon something.
I do a
And then
stick figure.
I
do a stick figure.
and then I give it to my professional graphic artist who goes off and makes a nice cover for me. But it's about utilization of your time. How much time are you spending doing stuff that is not really productive? How many of those hours when you're editing, when you're trying to do a cover, when you're going all over the internet looking for things, how many of those hours could you have been writing?
I can spend 3 hours going over the internet trying to find a cover, or I spend 3 hours writing.
Yeah.
I know which one the folks who read my books want me to do.
Yeah, that's interesting. Cedar says she reported what was in the panel. The small publisher based her contract on RCA music contract.
Oh,
Oh, lovely.
oh, damn. They include a box of chocolates and a tube of KY with that?
Yeah. And Cedar got a phone call from the ComCon at 7 in the morning telling him to take down a blog, and an email to Sarah Hoyt telling her the same thing. Yeah, no.
LibertyCon, ComCom?
I'm not sure it was LibertyCon, may have been. I don't know. Yeah, Josh, the funny story on the Gray Man covers. Other than Sunset, those are all doors in Philadelphia of houses and warehouses. That's how good my graphic artist is. She took doors that she found in her neighborhood and turned those into covers that look like Western art. Sorry, DW. We kind of got off on a rant there. Koala, I've got enough people that are dyslexic editing my stuff already. I don't need another one. Besides, I can screw up the spelling so bad, even Microsoft spell check goes, and rolls over and dies. Oh, it was LibertyCon. Okay.
Again,
that must have been back in the day.
Again, if getting abused and having to pay somebody else to screw you over is your thing, go.
Yeah.
You do you, boo. But just
LibertyCon has changed.
What?
LibertyCon has changed. Raptor's saying cross LibertyCon off the list.
No.
LibertyCon has changed. Every con at some point has had issues with the people on the con committees. WorldCon just seems to have that all the time now.
Oh, yeah.
And DragonCon last year had some issues. Those got turned around. So every con kind of goes through that at some point. So
It's a growing
and
process.
as Cedar said, that was 7 or 8 years ago, so it's old news.
Yeah, it's a growing process.
Yeah. Considering how many Westerners or Easterners fleeing for reasons, yes. Philly doors to the west is appropriate. Yes. Yeah, Cedar said the email was sent by the publisher. LibertyCon made the call. Okay. So there were a number of other issues surrounding that. And I'm almost sorry we brought that up. But to say all cons go through that. I mean, we had that 2 years ago at LTUE, where a bunch of wokies got in charge. And
Got slapped down.
yeah.
So one of the reasons I want to go to TollCon is I want to get them started off right.
Yeah.
I don't want them starting out in the ground floor with a bunch of wokies and a bunch of, must have right fun attitudes.
Yeah. Koala, I will tell you a secret of editing and novel writing. I don't care how many people look at the son bitch. There are going to be errors in it, spelling errors.
Oh yeah.
You cannot possibly catch them all. What I do is when I get emails with errors, which are usually nicely couched with this page, this is an error. And I'll wait till I get 3 or 4 of them. I'll go back in, fix the manuscript, republish it, and correct those. Because I owe it to you as a reader to do that. And yeah, I'm embarrassed by it, quite honestly. But you just simply cannot catch all of it. We're human. For what that's worth. At least some of us are human. There are some others I wonder about lately.
But
especially now that you're going to have dogs signing books.
Oh, hell yes. Yes, Rita and I are going to have little stamp pads done of the puppies' forepaws. And let's see about getting some, a small group of signed first editions with little puppy paw prints.
Yeah, because if you try to do it with actual puppies, it'll be...
Yeah, there's going to be a rumpus.
Yeah, human being a relative term, yes. Oh, Cedar goes, oops, must leave puppy signing space in the book layout. Yeah, that would help.
Yeah, we're going to get we're going to have a little casts made of their paws, little stamps made from the past. We'll have a limited run of it's signed by the famous Cheweenies.
Oh, this one didn't have a single page without an issue.
It happens.
Yeah. Josh, we are usually fairly polite dealing with people. We are the first go around.
Listen, jackass.
Yeah, DW, you're exactly right. Phantom is like any other SIP culture. It gets run by the people who bother to show up.
Yeah.
And
when you spend all your time in your mother's basement, you have plenty of time to show up.
No sense of perspective is the truly sad part because they've never seen the larger picture.
Anything outside their mama's basement?
Yeah. Ooh, how the hell do you screw up a kukri and a fubra? You know. Men's knife versus women's knife. You know. Wow. That was somebody that didn't do their research correctly.
That was somebody who the editing was to run through Microsoft spell check and drive on.
Yeah. And Don says, red ink and cheap chicken feathers. Your bookmark is...
Here's a bookmark.
Yeah, a chicken feather. Slightly used.
Maybe a little damage.
Josh, Larry can be pretty intimidating when he wants to be.
He doesn't suffer fools gladly.
Yeah, I had an issue a couple of years ago at LTUE when they were trying to kick me out. And Larry actually stood up for me, which surprised me. And basically went to the founder of the con and said, Jim goes, I go. And the founder went, oh, and took things under advisement. Oh, yeah, RK, that's writers group that claims her two former enlisted buddies know everything about her subject, which they don't. So won't fix errors.
Enlisted buddies, huh?
Yeah, and it will cost in reviews and sales, yes. And Microsoft is often a spell guess, not a spell check.
Yes. Yeah. If your subject matter experts are former enlisted, especially if they've never been above E4, they know jack divided by squat.
Yeah, we're both former enlisted.
Yeah, we got above E4.
Yeah, that we did.
If you've got the Army specialist or lower is your subject matter expert, if it's anything except shamming, they don't know very much about it.
You know, that's one of the things that I do work on is to make sure in my writing that I have experts that I can call on. And that has led to much humor over the years from certain people, like Maureen going, she's dead, Jim. Damn it. That was what, 6 years ago?
6 years ago.
And she still has not let me forget that every time she sees me. Yeah. Yeah, E4s don't know anything about command issues.
Nope.
No, never have, never will.
E4s know a very, very narrow look at their particular MOS. If you ask an E4, say, artilleryman,
yeah,
E4 artilleryman will be able to tell you everything about taking a round and shoving it in the breech of a gun.
yeah.
But that's about it.
Cedar had a bail on us.
Yeah. Later, Cedar.
One of the things, well, RK, yeah. RK and I and Ian also know about the issues with clearance levels.
Oh, God.
And knowledge. Because what you think you know is often not what you actually know.
Oh, yeah.
Raptor says, had a coworker who refused to make any edits that I or anyone else made because, and I quote, Grammarly says it's correct, so it's correct.
Grammarly can eat a great, huge.
Yeah.
Grammarly is designed for lowest common denominator to turn everybody's work into looking like it came out of the same off the same pen.
Yeah.
Grammarly is designed to take all of the individuality and all the color out of your writing.
Yeah.
And make it look like it came from the same dull milk toast white bread schmuck.
Yeah, we got Nancy laughing. She says 2 words: rawhide trousers.
What?
Rawhide trousers.
Is this for dog training?
No.
Oh.
Nancy Fry.
Yeah, but I mean,
That was wrong.
Oh, okay. Rawhide trousers.
Yeah, you really, and you're right.
The chafing has got to be fierce.
You really need somebody at least an E6 to have a clue. And yes, Richard, things are always compartmented for a reason. That's why we're just now learning things about World War II from the U.S. and the British side.
SCI,
Yeah.
Secure Compartmented Information, is a thing.
Yeah. And yes, sometimes we introduce technical errors for a reason. My Rayman series is technically incorrect for a reason. I did that on purpose. I wrote it 2 generations older than what's really out there.
Plus, it keeps the Pentagon off your butt.
Huh?
Plus, it keeps the Pentagon off your butt.
Yeah. Yeah, SCI is right.
Secure Compartmented Information. It is a thing. Live it, learn it, love it.
Love to hate it,
That too.
especially when you go in a meeting and something gets said and you go, eh.
Damn it,
And you look over at somebody else that you know was in the other meeting and they're both going, eh.
damn it, damn
Yeah.
it, damn it. Well, folks, I'm going to go to the clinic and get this earache taken care of. I will see y'all later.
Yeah, we've wasted an hour of your time.
Be safe, guys.
Be safe, guys. Thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend if you can. And happy Halloween to everybody. Remember, don't pet the sweaty stuff. Don't sweat the petty stuff. Bye.